What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board. I'm your host, Alpha Dog Bets, with my co-host, JD from Line Movers. But today, we have a very special guest. We have Dustin Saracini, who is here. He's a sports betting analyst. He's one of the best baseball minds in the industry. So, Dustin, we are super excited. You made time to get on here with us, and we appreciate you. How are you today?
I'm good, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be on your show for for a nice little change here, right?
Right? It's good to always work with you. Me and Dustin have done a ton of work before. If you guys follow Oddspedia, we are over there doing article plays, shows. So great company with Oddspedia, and Dustin is one of the best we have over there. JD, it's just another day in paradise getting to talk to you. How are you today?
Yes, sir. Doing actually very well. I actually know on yesterday's show, we said the Giants line. I said that was way off. Said that the Phillies line was way off. And actually, those were nice wins. So, yeah.
We love to take that. We love to take that. Phillies were my POD yesterday, so I was very excited about that. I will say the show did get one game wrong yesterday, which was the Yankees game. Hopefully, we'll have a better review of that today and more to come. But, fellas, we have a beautiful 5-game slate. The people are starting to come in. They're ready to hear the picks. You guys ready to dive in?
Absolutely, bud.
Let's do it, boys. First game we have on the slate is going to be the Astros, so we're going to San Diego and taking on the Padres. Pitching for the Astros is everyone's favorite pitcher for them, Framber Valdez. Valdez is 14-6 with a 2.9 ERA. He has been the best pitcher for this team. On the other side, Dylan Cease, 13-11 with a 3.58 ERA. This, to me, is the best pitching matchup of the day, probably the best overall game of the day, and that's why the line is very close. You can currently get this at a -112 for the Astros. Dustin, you are our special guest. What do you like in this Astros-Padres game?
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, this Padres team is definitely one of the most exciting team in baseball right now. Not that they're full strength. They got Tatis back. I mean, I absolutely love watching their games, man. If you caught it last night, the Jose Altuve foul off the ball, took the cleat off. I mean, and then the lead exchanges. It was just an absolute cinematic experience last night. But yeah, like I said, man, they're at full force. They're top 5 in the lineup, can go toe-to-toe with anyone in baseball, I believe. Yes, even the Dodgers, they have the best record in baseball since the start of August, which, ain't so bad. On the mound, like you said, man, we have Cease, 32.4 whiff percentage, second best in baseball. And even though the Stros don't really strike out a lot, I think Dylan has had a ton of success against this team since 2023. In his last 12.1 innings against these guys, he's allowed just 1 run while striking out 15. Give me the Padres, and I expect Framber to do his job on the other side too. We all know his numbers. We know he's been incredible this season, so I'm going to sprinkle a little half unit on the under as well. But I'll take Padres money line, and I'll take the under. What do you guys?
One thing that scares me about this one is Dylan Cease's home record. He is 5-7 on the year with a 3.4 ERA, so his ERA hasn't been bad, but the team just hasn't hit for him when he's pitched at home. It does make me a little hesitant. Last night, we did see a lot out of these two teams. You put it perfectly. That Altuve moment was complete gold when he took his shoe off, showed the umpire the mark on his foot, and then got tossed from the game. First of all, what a power trip move by the umpire. He literally showed him, I got hit here. It's on my foot. And he said, no, I'm not listening. Get the hell out of here. So good comedy for us to watch. I personally like the Astros in this spot. I am going to be taking them. Not sure if they're still going to be a best bet. I will go over that when we get to best bets. But this Astros team with Framber Valdez is a team I like to back frequently. He has been a great pitcher for them, and they do hit for him as well. His record in the year, like I said earlier, is 14-6. On the road, he is 6-4, but he does have a 3.5 ERA. So he has pitched well at home and on the road. On the other side, like I said, Dylan Cease has struggled at home. So give me the Astros on the money line at a -112. JD, what's the model saying? What you got for us?
Yeah, for me, these are both like bet on guys. Yep. For me, the difference here is Cease. He's been pitching like okay, but actually like really not in like his like top form. And just like you were just bringing up, as far as the model here, I have this price as the Astros favored at a -143. So for me, like I just have to ride them here. Looks like I can get the Astros on the money line at a -105. So yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Getting the underdog play. JD's model has been hot. One thing I do like to talk about in the show is where ESPN BPI is predicting this game. So ESPN BPI is giving this a 53% to the Padres. So I do understand why Dustin is leaning towards that way as well. This game truly is a toss-up, and the odds are going by that. It should be one of the best games of the day. So you have some answers from all three of us on different sides. So at least one or two of us will be happy tomorrow, and at least one or two of us will not be happy
like
tomorrow.
We say, we always love the versatility, right?
Absolutely. We love the variety as well, giving the people all different angles and why we did make those type of picks. So great point there. Let's move right along, fellas, to our second breakdown of the day. We have the Minnesota Twins who are visiting the Cleveland, taking on the Guardians. Pitching is Bailey Ober for the Twins. He's 12-7 on the year with a 3.9 ERA. On the other side, Tanner Bibby for the Guardians. He's 11-8 with a 3.6 ERA. And I always like to bring this up, how each team has done in this situation. The Twins are 80-71 on the year. They're about 9 games over 500. They've done well. But as a road team, they are 38-38. They're a 500 ball club on the road. For the Guardians, they're 87-65, which is unbelievable. I don't think many people predicted they would be this good this year. But when you look at how they are at home, this team is 46-28. They are absolutely incredible at home. They've backed that up all year long. And to me, guys, I do think this Guardians team is going to win this game. The line is currently sitting at a minus 115. I'll start this one. And I'm a big fan of the Guardians at home, especially because they did lose the game last night. This is going to be the third game of the series. It's a 4-game series. And the Guardians really need to keep pace above the Kansas City Royals. Right now, they are 5 games up, but we are getting closer to the end of the year. They do need to hold that lead, but it does seem that they have built that lead a little bit. They should be able to get it done, and they are the much better team than the Twins here, and they do hold the pitching matchup advantage, in my opinion, as well. Tanner Bibby has been fantastic this year. Like we said, he is 11-8, and I think he will have another big performance at home where this Guardians team thrives, which is at home. So give me the Guardians on the money line at minus 115. Dustin, another breakdown. What do you got?
I love that play, man. I'm leaning Guardians here, but my pick will be the under. I mean, I'm leaning the under in this one. I'll tell you why. I mean, Ober and Bibby, you said, have both pitched pretty damn well against these teams, respectively. You know, after Ober was tagged by the Twins to the tune of 5 runs across 4 innings, he came back a month ago to shut them down, pitching 6 innings of 2-hit baseball while striking out 6. On the other side, the Twins simply just cannot touch Bibby this season. Across his 3 starts against that team in 18 innings against Minnesota, he's allowed just 3 runs. Now, I think that's pretty damn good, and I think this game is smelling like an under to me with this pitching matchup against the opposing teams specifically. Give me the under 7.5. I absolutely love this play. How about you, JD? What are you thinking, bud?
Seeing this game a little bit differently here. As far as the model, loves the Twins. It seems to always love them. I actually don't really play Twins games because the model just is always skewed actually towards them. I really can't figure out why. It just always is. I actually have the Twins priced here at a minus 144. As far as the eye test for me, it does not actually back that up though. So there's absolutely no way that I can play that. You know what? As far as both teams, as far as the under, they've actually both been actually trending actually that way. I believe the Guardians are actually like 1-9. They're actually last 10 games. But for me, I think both of these starters can actually get hit here. The model, it actually has this at 8.42 runs. So right now, I can get an over 7 at actually minus 115. So I'm actually going to play that.
All right, so we do have some contradicting bets here. We have an over, we have an under, and we have the home team. Good spread of different picks here. I actually lean the under personally, but when JD Model's giving you a huge variance like it is, he has been red hot with that. So tread lightly. I definitely think the Guardians is the best play, but there is some value for sure on targeting a total. Let's keep it moving right along, fellas. To me, at least, one of my favorite plays of the day. It's another great pitching matchup. The Philadelphia Phillies are taking on the Brewers yet again. Pitching for the Phillies, Aaron Nola. Nola's coming in 12-8 with a 3.6 ERA. On the other side, we do have Freddie Peralta. Peralta's coming in 11-8 with a 3.75 ERA. So it is a pretty good pitching matchup here. JD, we haven't started with you yet. What do you like in this one?
You know, this is a game that I actually really do not like. I don't really have a good read here. The model has this as actually like basically it has it basically as a 50-50 game with a total of actually 8.7 runs. So the over, it like says actually should be a good play, but for some reason I'm just really not feeling that. As far as actually Nola goes, he's actually gotten hit pretty good his actually last 2 games. Believe he's actually getting up 10 runs. And actually his last 2. And then as far as as far as Freddie goes, he pitched against the Diamondbacks actually last game and actually pitched very well. So as far as the Brewers as the side, I would have to lean them. Then the total over, I would actually have to lean there. But for me, like I said, I just don't have a good read actually on this game. So I am actually just going to stay off.
Yep, that's a great time for me to jump in and say my daily line, JD. You know what I'm going to say, which is sometimes the best play you can make on a game is no play if you do not feel you have a good advantage. Sometimes the best move is to lay off and attack one of the other games that we have on the slate. I'll jump in here next, guys. I absolutely love the Brewers in this spot. You guys know I'm a big Phillies backer. You do know that I have said frequently on this show, I think the Phillies are the best team in baseball. I do think they will win the World Series. However, Nola has lost 2 of his last starts. He hasn't specifically got the loss in one of them, but the team has lost 2 starts that he started in a row. And with Freddie Peralta, they've won 3 of the last 4 games. He is a very good home pitcher. He's 6-5 on the year with a 4.13 ERA, so it's a little bit higher than his road stuff. But he has been better as of late. And you put it perfectly, JD, that Nola has gotten hit pretty hard in his last 2 starts. Combined 10 runs earned in both starts. He has not been able to get out of the 5th inning. And if we do see this Phillies team go to the bullpen early, we will see a ton of runs in this ball game. So my favorite play is for sure the over 7.5. And I also like the Brewers, like I said, as well. So if I had to pick one, my favorite would be the over 7.5, but I also do think the Brewers are going to get it done. So I'm going to give out 2 for now. I'll give you guys 1 definitively in best bets, but I definitely like both of those in this matchup. Dustin, what do you like in the Phillies Brewers tonight?
I love it. I love it. Another game, another ton of variety here. I mean, this is just, when I was looking through the lines last night, I saw Phil's at even money. And I think with Aaron Nola on the mound, you guys said he did get dinged up, but he has done pretty damn well against the Brewers this year. He has seen them once. Earlier this year, he threw 7 innings of shutout baseball. And like I said, this is one of the most exciting teams in the league, in my opinion, just like the Padres. I absolutely love watching this team play. With this value, I mean, I think I got to lean the Phillies just because you can get them on even money with Nola on the mound. And like I said, I like his matchup against this Brewers lineup. Give me all the value. I'll take the Phils here, money line.
All right. Let's keep it moving, fellas. Next game we have on the slate is a big one. We do have the Blue Jays. Dustin is our resident Blue Jays expert. Pitching for the Blue Jays today is Bowden Francis. This guy's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. I do believe he's had 2 no-hit bids in 4 of his last starts. He's lost those games. This team has not given him any run support. He's lost the no-hitter, I believe, in the 9th twice, and he has lost because, yet again, this team has not hit for him. The Blue Jays had a pretty disappointing loss last night against this Rangers team, and pitching for the Rangers is going to be Cody Bradford. Bradford is 5-3 with a 3.97 ERA. I'll put it out there. I was on the Blue Jays yesterday. I was pretty disappointed as they had a pretty big lead, and they did fall late in that game, allowing 13 runs to this Rangers offense. Guys, we'll start with Dustin. You're a resident Blue Jays expert. I am leaning toward the Blue Jays early here. Do you think that's a good read or a bad read on my part?
I think it's a good read if Bowden Francis can go deep into the game. Like we were talking off air before we went live, their bullpen is just absolutely in shambles. The Blue Jays need Bowden Francis to almost go 8 or 9 in order to win this game. But luckily for us, that's exactly what he's been doing. I mean, he's simply doing things we haven't seen before. Like you said, he's taken a no-hitter in 2 of his last 4 starts. He's got the lowest second-half BABIP in post-war history by a ton. The batting average against him in his last 6 starts is just sitting at 92. I mean, and here's a list of every pitcher in history to pitch at least 48 innings and allow no more than 27 base runners in a span of 7 starts. It's Bowden Francis, and that's all. So if you want to back the Jays, I mean, this is the time to do it with this man on the mound with what he's been doing lately. If you want to back history, and I'm backing Bowden here, I'm backing this young but talented lineup as well at even money. I'm hoping he can go deep into the game because, yes, they did use a ton of their bullpen yesterday. And that's pretty much the only way that they're going to win if Bowden goes 7 or 8 here. But, yes, I'll back him one more time.
Yeah, I think he does go 7 or 8. And looking into this game as well, this Rangers team doesn't scare anyone. I know that they were the World Series team from last year, but they're a 72-79 ball club. They have been ravaged by injuries this year. It's just been a really tough year for them. Cody Bradford has done a decent job. He is 5-3. At home, however, he is 4-1 with a 2.57. So he has pitched better at home, Cody Bradford. I still lean the Blue Jays here. I do think that they are the better team right now. I think they have the better starter on the bump, and I do think this team will finally get it right for Bowden Francis. He has been great. He deserves to have a better record than he has. His numbers show that he's been great, but the team has not rewarded him. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been arguably the best player in baseball. To me, he has been the best player over the last couple months. I do think that will continue, and I do think that this team will get a big win tonight. JD, any action from you?
No. As far as probably like everybody knows by now, these are two teams that I just do not bet. Um, from actually just like looking at everything though, both pitchers in these spots, they tend to do very well. So I would my like strongest lean, and it may actually be a play later. Would be the first five under 4. I'm actually really liking that.
Great.
And then as far as the Blue Jays, I would have to lean them. But just like Dustin said, the bullpen scares me. So if I did take the Blue Jays, I actually would also take I would also take the Blue Jays, their actual first 5.
Yeah, you are a big first 5 guy, so I definitely understand that. And yeah, the Blue Jays have dominated this series this year. When you take a look at how these two teams have done against each other, the Blue Jays lead the season series 3-1. They play each other 2 more times for the rest of the year, but the Blue Jays have had their number. They do have the better pitcher today, in my opinion, and I do think they get it done. They do have the value as well. You can get the money line for the Blue Jays at a minus 130 right now, and that's or at minus 104 right now. I apologize. That's where the value is. That's exactly what I'm playing. So we do have a couple mixed opinions there and a couple agreements there. Let's keep it moving to our final breakdown of the day, fellas. We do have the New York Yankees, who had a big win last night. Pitching for the Yankees is Nestor Cortez. He's going up against Bryce Miller. Nestor Cortez is 9-10 on the year with a 3.9 ERA. On the other side is Bryce Miller. He's 11-8 with a 3.1 ERA. What a performance by this Yankees team last night. A lot of people had the Mariners. A lot of people had the under. Brian Wu was one of the best pitchers in baseball. He wasn't getting hit ever, especially at home. That changed last night. The Yankees went into Seattle and absolutely had their way. Question for you guys before we break this one down. Do you think because the Mariners are now 77-74, they're basically out of playoff contention? Do you think their guys are kind of mentally out of it? It could be a good time to fade the Mariners because they still are a pretty decent team. They're getting good value. You're getting good value betting against them because books still think they're a good team. But are they still mentally in it? Dustin, we'll start with you. Do you like to fade teams that are basically out of it for the last couple of weeks of the year?
Yeah, I think it hurts even more for them just because they did get a couple splashes at the trade deadline. I mean, they brought in Randy Arozarena, they brought in Justin Turner, and it just really kind of hasn't worked out for them. Their starting pitching has just been absolutely insanely good too. Just one of the best rotations across the board, if not the best. So to have their offense to struggle to the amount that they have struggled, it has kind of been tough to watch. But yeah, but when we get into this game, I am going to be leaning against them, and I will be on the Yankees here just because I think the Yankees are only at minus 120 chalk right now too. So I think that's a pretty good opportunity to take advantage of this Mariners team who's really kind of reeling right now.
Does it scare you with Nestor Cortez on the bump? I know that he's had a couple good outings lately. The Yankees have won 4 of the last 5 games he's pitched in. But on the road, this guy has been a disaster this year. He's 4-5 with a near 5 ERA. The Yankees are getting better. They haven't had to use Nestor as much, so I think that has benefited him. But you think the Yanks are going to take that? Is that your official play, Dustin?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what type of splits you value more. I mean, you said his home and away numbers aren't the best, but he has shut down this offensively abysmal Mariners team when he went against Miller in May as well. I mean, this is a specific matchup that he's already seen. I'm looking for him to have a great game as well. I'm looking for Judge to actually have a great game as well. He's 3 for 6 with 2 homers against Miller. So I'm sprinkling on the Yankees minus 120 chalk. I'm also playing his over 1.5 bases. And Miller just simply can't figure out this Yankees team as well. His last start in May, I just talked about it. He allowed 3 bombs, 5 earned runs. His ERA against New York in his career is over 10. So I think this is a great spot to fade a reeling Mariners team and to back the Yankees for sure.
And that'll lead right into my pick. You guys know I do not give out the Yankees money line often. I am a Yankees fan. A lot of times I do target the overs or an under with this Yankees team, but today it is the Yankees money line. I agree with Dustin 100%. And I know Nestor has struggled on the road, but he has improved dramatically in his last 5 outings, whether that be at home or on the road. He's just pitching much better baseball. He has a chip on his shoulder right now as well. He's trying to become a playoff starter for this Yankees team, and as of right now, he's on the outside looking in at being a starter in the playoffs, where he's been a staple for this Yankees team for the last couple seasons, and he's gone to the press. He has gotten interviewed where he said, "Why me? Why am I the guy who's been moved to the bullpen?" He's not taking it too well. You could tell this guy really wants to be a starting pitcher. He does not want to be moved to the bullpen, and this is This could be his last shot to prove something. He needs a big performance in this game or he will be a permanent bullpen member. I think we get that from Nestor Cortez. You guys know on the show, I've been screaming for him to go to the bullpen. I've wanted Nestor Cortez to go to the bullpen, but he's pitched well in his last couple games. He's earned himself a starting spot as of now, and I hope we do see him perform yet again. I think we do. He's one of those guys that when he has the pressure building on him, he tends to deliver, and I think we see that yet again. Give me the Yankees on the money line at only a -120. That's definitely going to be a best bet for me. JD, breaking down our final breakdown before we get into our outlier play of the day and our best bets.
Yeah, I have to go back to last night's game. As far as the Yankees go, they actually won that game. And actually, just like I said on the shows, the Yankees in game one of actually series have just been winning them. And that goes back to they have actually still not lost a game one of a series in actually over a month now. I don't know why that is, but that is a great trend that I'm just going to still ride. But yeah, as far as tonight's game goes, just actually like last night, it's very weird to me. The model, it has the Mariners as a small favorite here at actually -127. Just actually like last night, the eye test for me just does not match that. As far as actually Bryce Miller goes, he actually has been pitching very well. But the Yankees, they have actually hit him hard. So as far as on that side of things, I actually definitely cannot back that. And then as far as Cortez, Alpha, you actually said a lot of great things about him there, but just on the road, he's just a guy that I still just cannot trust.
I understand that.
So since we have started this actually show, one of our favorite plays have been Yankees games over.
Oh yeah.
It has actually been a great play for us. The model it actually has this at 8.54 runs. So yeah, give me the over 7.5 at actually like a -105.
I like that. Hopefully the Yankees bats can continue doing what they did last night because they dropped an absolute hammer down by scoring 13 runs. So hopefully, 11 runs. There was 13 runs in the game. Hopefully we see that again. We get the over and we get the Yankees. So me and Dustin are happy as well. Boys, before we go into our best bets, we do have to go to our outlier play of the day. Guys, if you don't know about Outlier, make sure you check them out. They're the best tool out there to help you find prop picks. You can see here today's outlier play is we're taking over 1.5 on hits, runs, RBIs for Randy Arozarena. We just did break down this game. We do think there will be runs here. We do think there will be an over. And Randy has been killing it doing this lately. In his last 5 games, he has hit at 80%. He's hit 4 out of his last 5. So his bat is hot right now. He has been able to get over that 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And we do think we will see that yet again. Guys, yet again, that is our outlier play of the day. Make sure you guys check them out. They're the best tool at finding props out. It shows you the percentage they've hit at in their last 5 games, their last 10 games, their last 20 games, how they've done against a specific pitcher. You can really break down the stats right in the app. So it's one of the best apps out there, and it is the best app for finding edges in the prop world. All right, boys, it's about that time. We still have about 700 people in here. They're getting ready, and they all want one thing, and that is going to be our MLB best bets. Dustin, you are our special guest. We have to go to you. How many do you have for the people? Do you have 1? Do you have 2? Do you have 3? What do you got?
Well, like I said, man, I think we just came off of it. I love the Yankees today, and I talked a little bit about Judge, but I think Judge is probably my best play of the day. Like I said, it's a small sample size, but he is absolutely raked against Miller. Like I said, 3 for 6 with 2 homers against him. I'm playing over his 1.5 bases at plus money. I think Judge has a great day. That's going to be one of my best plays of the day. And on the other side, I'm going to go with let's go with the Blue Jays. I'm going to roll with Bowden Francis.
Let's go.
We'll officially say the Jays on the money line today as well. So yes, those are my top 3 plays of the day.
There we go. You got a little dog action. You got a little favorite action. You got a little prop action. Dustin came in, gave you a little bit of everything. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter. He's been giving out an unbelievable amount of winners. You can see down there, Dustin Saraceni. Chuck it in, search it in, find his account, and go win with him. He's one of the best baseball minds out there. I will dive right into my best bets. And Dustin, you put it perfectly. Blue Jays, Blue Jays, Blue Jays. I am with you, my friend, at -104. We're taking that dog together. Second favorite play is going to be the New York Yankees at -120. If y'all watch this show, you know that frequently I do not give the Yankees out. Today's the day we're taking the Yankees. Nestor Cortez gets it done. Give me the Yanks, minus 120. Third and final best bet, we are going to go to that Twins-Cleveland Guardians game, and we are all over the Guardians at minus 115. So yet again, my three are Yankees minus 120, Blue Jays minus 104, Guardians minus 115. JD, the star of best bets, the guy who's been hitting at 100% for the last year on this show. Not actually, but he's been hitting at a pretty ridiculous rate. What do you got?
Let's go back to that Astros game. I really think we're getting a really cheap price here. We can get the Astros money line currently at a minus 106. So I just absolutely have to actually take that. Then the more that we talk this like game out, I'm gonna have to do it. Give me the Blue Jays and the Rangers. Give me the first 5 under 4 at actually a plus 106.
All right.
That's a great play.
Only 2 today, JD. Keeping it light.
Yeah, 2.
Big weekend coming, guys. College football's back. NFL's back. So we're retooling midweek with a little baseball action. I know it's a little bit of a slower day with baseball, but we have a ton of games. We have some good action. And, guys, we have just over 700 people here. We just broke down the 5 best games of the day. We gave the people the best bets. We gave them props. We gave them dogs. We gave them favorites. We hammered the board. We gave them the winners. Dustin, you are fantastic as usual. We love having you on. We appreciate you. Guys, when the Blue Jays win tonight and Dustin gave you that free winner, you go right to his page on Twitter, /X/Bluebird, whatever you want to call the app. You go follow him. Remember where you got that winner. Dustin, thank you so much. JD, I'll be seeing you tomorrow for some college football. Dustin, I'll also be seeing you for some NFL tomorrow. We appreciate everyone, and we will see you guys tomorrow.